that will get you where you need to go. Something you can get in and go with plenty of space. Be ready to tackle any terrain, large or small. When you choose Reynolds, you choose reliability. The guaranteed great customer experience and relationship from the moment you walk in. Come in and see for yourself or visit ReynoldsFarmEquipment.com.
During Army basic training, I found out I had 7 herniated discs. Prescription pain medication led me to a heroin addiction. I entered Wheeler's program and learned life on God's terms.
After meeting Greg, I was so impressed, I hired him. When you change that one life, it makes it all worthwhile.
Now, I have a family, house, and a job that I love. At Wheeler, you can have something everlasting.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
You want a piece of equipment you can trust, one that's easy to use. No matter the size of the job, you want to create a feeling worthwhile, something you can use for every job. For over 60 years, Reynolds has been a community staple, ensuring our customers powerful implements and top quality care and service. You need something that's in it for the long haul. Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer, today at ReynoldsFarmEquipment.com.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Just working with our company, you're going to get to work with a lot of bright individuals.
Everyone is open and ready to help you, and definitely big on advocating for making sure that you succeed and reach your potential.
Everyone's goal is the same, to make the best products that we can for our clients and make sure that it is everything and more that it could be.
What's kept me here? Our culture. We're genuinely a very great group of people. Everyone's just always willing to lend a hand.
When I have a suggestion or a concern and I voice it, leadership actually hears me.
As a consultancy, every person has a role and has something to bring to the table. There's just a lot of opportunities here if you're up for the challenge.
Jump on board, be part of the fun ride, because we're going places.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with the blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN. This means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
We're on the west side of the Circle City on this Tuesday night, where an established program looks to bounce back against a program looking to set a foundation for the future. It's senior night here at Covenant Christian as the Warriors prepare to take on the Bishop Chatard Trojans, and we'll have it for you right here on IndianaSRN. IndianaSRN is brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment. Reynolds Farm Equipment is a leading equipment dealer since 1955. Passionate Care, delivering care with more than 24 years of experience. Boilermaker Local 374. Boilermakers Local 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community. Bertner Electric, your trusted electrician partner since 1986. The Morales Group. We're in business to create a better future for you and your family. Piper Logistics, your trusted logistics partner since 1994. Aspen Creek Grill, why go anywhere else? Large selection of food made from scratch and fairly priced. Highway Safety Services. Highway Safety Services Incorporated provides traffic control and pavement markings in Indiana for the past 60 years. And by the IndianaSRN Sports page. Follow the sports page every day with update news from coast to coast. Log on at IndianaSRN.org and click on our tab. Well, welcome back to Indianapolis, everybody. I'm Cruz Martin. Alongside me, the coach, Keith Myers. Coach, these are two teams who are having completely different seasons. Covenant Christian has had a terrific year up to this point. Bishop Chatard, the complete opposite.
10-4 for Covenant Christian. The Warriors are playing pretty well. Lost a tight one in the city tournament, so it's had a week off. Chatard up and down, new coach, new system, 2-10, but have shown at times can play with everybody else, because if you look at their win-loss records, lost a couple of games by 1 or 2 points. They're a pretty good ball club. Don't let their record at 2-10 surprise you.
And with Bishop Chatard, you have to kind of take your own wins in a certain direction, obviously. Those moral wins. You hate to use the word moral wins, but failing forward was the words that their coach used to describe it.
Yeah, moral wins are just what they are, moral wins. But, you look at their record and you look at their season, and then you got to look at their schedule. My goodness, they didn't start football until December because of the success of their football program. So, at 2-10 with the new coach, I would think it's where they probably are starting, because everything's new, the system's new. They're 81st in 3A, Covenant Christian 23rd in 2A. Covenant Christian and senior night, they have something to play for. Bishop Chatard wants to spoil senior night. I know when I came into a building as a coach and it was senior night, I told our kids this is one more step to make them be disappointed that they had played us on senior night.
Well, it's all going to fold for you right here on IndianaSRN. We'll take a quick step aside. When we come back, we'll preview Bishop Chatard and Covenant Christian.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Welcome back to Covenant Christian High School. Bishop Chatard preparing to take on the Warriors. It's time to talk about the Trojans. We've already mentioned their struggle to begin this season, 2-10, 0-3 in conference play, but they're trying to establish a new coach, young players without a lot of experience. Obviously, this is not the year the Trojans were hoping for, but head coach Matt Bolin continues to use each day as a chance to develop the culture.
I've been there. I started a program, and, you got your new system in it. The tough thing is they lose one of their good players in injury. He's out for the rest of the year. So now you got to look at somebody to step up and say, okay, who's next? Who's going to step up and be the leader? But I guarantee you, number 3, Cash Moore, will be out on the bench. He'll be excited. He'll try to help his teammates as much as he can. Being hurt like that, though, really disappoints for Cash.
That's right. He's a leading scorer for Bishop Chatard. He will be out for the remainder of the season with a shoulder injury. He will have surgery in the upcoming days. They only learned about this within the last 24 to 48 hours, so we'll see how Bishop Chatard adjusts to that news. This is the final game of a 4-game road trip. They've lost 4 straight, lost 6 of their last 7, but we mentioned it in the open. They've been competitive in multiple of these outings, and they lost by 6 to Beech Grove. They led going into the fourth quarter against Pendleton Heights. They're coming off a really close 2-point loss to Cecina. So these games have been competitive. They just haven't been able to close them out. This is a team that very well could be 5 or 7 or maybe even better if they find a way to close out some of those games.
And one of those games, the Cecina game, I watched. It was on SRN. It was a city first-round game. They tie score, 7 seconds to go. The kid took the ball to the length of the floor, and kid hits a shot, hits a prayer, or that game would go in overtime, and you have no idea how that would have finished. So you got to play, you got to finish well. I think you got to play 32 minutes of basketball. So many times with new programs, because you have so many young kids and then veterans who's not played varsity, and you played varsity basketball. There's a big difference from playing 7-minute quarters than play 8-minute quarters, to get smacked and get called for a foul, to get smacked and thrown across the floor and said no call, play on. It's a big difference, especially in central Indiana. We did a game in southern Indiana. Southern Indiana thinks it's rough sports. You come up here, you get yourself knocked out.
Is that a little bit of shade toward the south part of the state, Coach?
I'm from Madison, so I love Madison. I love Southern Indiana sports. Kurt Mann's a good friend of mine down at Seymour. They play smash-up basketball, but man, I came up here and got introduced to the city. It's different.
It's a different breed of basketball, no doubt about that. You were once a coach, obviously. What's your message to this? What's your message to this Chatard team going into tonight with the season that they've had and the opportunity in front of them?
Trust your coach system. He was not hired because he didn't know how to coach basketball. He was hired because he knew how to play basketball. He wants to set his program. And I will tell you this, in the CYO ranks, which is next week is playoff week, he'll be in the stands watching kids that want to come to Chatard, get in the program. You give Matt 2 years, and they'll be all right. But you got to build your system, and then you have your kids trust your system.
Couple of players to watch for tonight. Starts with their guard, Ari Sam. He's the second leading scorer on this Bishop Chatard team. He'll have to pick up the lead tonight. Zach McCormick, also their big guy down low. He has a lot of size, but he's slender. He'll have to rebound against a terrific counterpart for Covenant Christian. We'll get to him later. Obviously, now that the load has been more demanding on some of these players who are still healthy, it's going to make it that much tougher.
What I usually do is go back and just run your offense, set it up, take your time. It doesn't hurt you to take 90 seconds off the clock, shorten the game, because if you win 14-13, you win. So shorten the game, make sure that you're secured with the ball. Don't give them second chance points. And I think if you eliminate your turnovers, you're going to be okay.
All that matters is the score at the end. It doesn't matter how high or how low, as long as you have more points than the other team.
Once I won 9-8, and I was happy.
I heard the word win. Of course you'd be happy. Head coach Matt Bowling, we've mentioned him in his first year, 2-10. He spent 20 years as an assistant coach. This is his first year at the coaching ranks. When we come back, we'll be talking about the Covenant Christian Warriors here on Indiana SRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Get a Gator that will get you where you need to go. Something you can get in and go with plenty of space. Be ready to tackle any terrain, large or small. When you choose Reynolds, you choose reliability. The guaranteed great customer experience and relationship from the moment you walk in. Come in and see for yourself or visit ReynoldsFarmEquipment.com.
We've already talked about the Bishop Chatard Trojans. It's time to talk about the Covenant Christian Warriors, a team that is 10-4 on the year, undefeated in conference play. They've been terrific all season. They've won 8 of their last 10. However, they won 8 of their first 10 games on the year. However, they've dropped 2 of their last 4. They have a very tough schedule coming up. They're going to have to ensure that they don't overlook this Bishop Chatard team, though, because this Trojan team has nothing to lose.
This is a trap game for them. You're exactly right. It's a Wednesday night. You know, in basketball sense, as coaches, you have the grind during football season. You're getting game week 5, week 6, week 7. In basketball, it's the end of January and it's the start of February because the grind now is set in. It's cold. Now, the weather has helped the last couple of days, and it also helped that the sun was shining today. That will motivate you to play a little bit better.
I'll tell you, I felt really good waking up and seeing the sun for the first time, and it seemed about a month or so.
My wife told me it was not a light, so I believed it was the sun.
Well, this Covenant Christian team is coming off a tough loss against Purdue Poly. Second quarter, it did the team in, to say the least. No question about it. Their 3 best players were on the bench with foul trouble. Kentucky scored 28 points in that quarter. It was just enough to get past the Warriors. Being disciplined tonight, staying out of foul trouble will be key for the Warriors.
The good thing about that is you're down big in the third quarter. You come back and you almost win that game. You have another 30 seconds. I think you win that game. Scott Flack's been around a long time. He's 232 and 221. That's 453 games he has coached varsity basketball. On the other end, your opponent coach, he's 2-10. So you go in there, you got to trust Scott. You got to trust his program, and then you got to trust the seniors. It's senior night. When you're a senior, it's the last time you will probably wear that shirt as a senior on senior night. It will be the only time you wear it, and you want to wear it proudly. If I was a senior, I probably want to put that in my bag if I win tonight.
No question about it. Covenant Christian has 4 seniors on their roster tonight. They will all start. That includes Bryce Harris, along with Joe Midla. And on top of that, Mark Crane will be starting as well. And Seth Fosnot, who is not usually a starter, will be in the starting lineup tonight as well for this Covenant Christian team. One player to look out for. This is a very well-rounded team, by the way.
Yes.
4 players averaging double figures, but one stands out above the rest. That's Isaac Crane averaging a double-double.
Isaac and his cousin Mark, a lot of people think they're brothers. They're not. They're cousins, and they play like cousins because they take turn. Oh, it's my time to shoot the ball. No, it's my time. They don't do that. They're not selfish. They'll give the ball away. I tell you what, the key here is Harris. Harris plays really, really well. They're going to win this ball game.
Yeah, Bryce Harris on the season. He'll wear number 2 in white tonight. 12.5 points a game, 2.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists. Really consistent all across the board. He also is great on the defensive end, averages nearly 3 steals per game. And if Covenant Christian's able to force Bishop Chatard into a lot of turnovers, which they are prone to do, this could be a very fun night on senior night for Covenant Christian.
Last year we had this game on December 15th at Chatard. Chatard beat them 57-52. Covenant Christian missed 7 free throws in the fourth quarter. Made a big difference in the ballgame.
Yeah, making free throws down the stretch is going to be massive, not just for this game tonight, but just going forward in the future, obviously, especially with the tournament just over a month away or so. If you can't hit free throws down the stretch, your season can come to an end like that. It's nice to build those habits now.
Yeah, common foes, Chatard is 0-3. Covenant Christian is 2-1. The opponents are records, Chatard 75-89, Covenant Christian 80-29. The last 40 years. Can you imagine keeping 40 years? Bishop Chatard leads the series 18-8.
Well, those are the numbers for you tonight, Coach. Some of your final thoughts before we get ready. Obviously, a great opportunity in front of Bishop Chatard tonight, as is every game towards the end of this year, so they can start to build that culture that they want to establish for the future. What are your thoughts?
Keys of the game brought to you by Clean Slate. For the Trojans, take care of the ball. You got to take care of the ball. You got to eliminate your turnovers. Then you got to eliminate the second chance points that they have. You got to crash the boards, and then you have to match their intensity. For Covenant Christian, you got to keep your key players on the floor. That means you can't foul tonight. Well, you got to limit your fouls, limit your turnovers, and then it's got to be fast. They do not want to slow down. If they take more than 20 seconds to shoot a ball, I'll be shocked tonight. I think Scotty wants to run up and down the floor and really go down. Look at that good-looking fellow, the JV coach. Our producer's son is the JV coach at Covenant Christian, and there's Scott Flatt. It should be a good ball game. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, no question about it. Our crew for tonight includes Justin Griffiths, who's
Who?
on site with the camera tonight.
Who?
Justin Griffiths.
Oh, I know
yes,
him.
Justin Griffiths. Yeah, we do know him. I had a run-in with him on the way over
I'm
here.
sure you did.
And then the aforementioned Greg Smith, our producer and director tonight. We appreciate their services.
The masters of 1 and 2.
That's absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Just one of our many great individuals that we have working with us here at IndianaSRN to bring you not just IHSAA high school basketball and football, but as well Rose-Hulman Athletics, who are in action tonight over on our sister video for tonight.
Yeah, Franklin taking on Rose-Hulman down at Rose-Hulman in the girls action and a doubleheader. But we'll talk about that after this.
All right. Well, the buzzer has sounded. We will watch them pray, and then the national anthems will come back on the other side of this break here on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Welcome back to Covenant Christian High School. It's time to meet the starting lineups for Bishop Chatard and Covenant Christian.
Well, I have seen it all now. Guy gets hit by a warm-up, gets picked up, and then he gets body slammed. That's pretty good.
Got to say that Covenant Christian certainly doesn't lack any creativity with the starting lineup handshakes.
And I'm telling you right now, Harris got the most crowd, a huge crowd. When you walked into the gym, they stood up. They gave him a standing ovation, and the girls went wild. Harris must be running for president of the league or something.
It's what it seems like. No question about it. He certainly got a hand, as did the rest of the seniors here on senior night from Covenant Christian. He just met the starting five for both teams as the Warriors come in at 10-4, 4-0 in conference play. We're starting out with
a technical
foul free throw, which is an interesting start, wouldn't you say? Seth Fosnot, the senior, getting the nod for the free throws. And he goes 1 for 2. And there's the announcement.
Someone slammed during warm-ups. That make you happy as a coach.
Coach, I'm curious to hear as we get underway your thoughts on the no dunking in pregame rule.
I love the rule, and I love it because you don't want to have the backboard break. I have been in games where they have broken the backboard and there's a 45-minute delay. I don't like delays in basketball.
Well, we're underway. Early three from McCormick, no good, and the rebound taken by the popular man himself, Bryce Harris. Again, these are two teams who have had completely different paths to get to this point on the season. Crane, a three from the corner. No, it's batted up in the air. And a foul called underneath on Chatard. Covenant Christian, of course, 10-4. Bishop Chatard, 2-10. And Bishop Chatard has been battling a lot of difficulties this season with the coaching change, with a lot of roster turnover as well. They've been trying to battle through that, as well as close games they haven't been able to finish. In and out on the floater, and the Trojans clear it. Here comes Chris Hill. Hill down to the baseline. Jump shot on the way. In and out, no good. Ball batted around. Who picks it up? It ends up being Isaac Crane. The double-double machine down towards his cousin, Mark in the corner. And another foul called on Bishop Chatard.
You know, Covenant Christian had the ball on had the weak side open. They got to skip that pass quicker.
Now this game started out with two technical free throws shot by Seth Fosnot for Covenant Christian. He split that pair. Still awaiting our first field goal make of the night. It was last touched down low by Joe Midla.
Fosnot can tell his grandson, yeah, back in the day in my senior night, I scored 1 point.
on a technical free throw.
Before the game started. Well, what do you mean, Grandpa? You had referees back then?
Hill has to back it out. And now Ari Saab, the second leading scorer on this Bishop Chatard team. Cash Moore, their leading scorer, out for the remainder of the season.
Saab is a shooter. He can hit some shots.
And he turned it over right there. It's picked up on the run by Isaac Crane. Harris on the bounce. Nice defense on the perimeter by Hill. Down low and a foul underneath on Connor Murphy. A nice weaving action there by Bryce Harris to find himself in the paint.
This could be Murphy's second foul of the night.
And it is. And no, they're going to call it actually on Chris Hill, so they avoid the second foul on Connor Murphy. That is already the third team foul on Bishop Chatard, and we aren't even a full 2 minutes in yet.
My goodness, they're 1 of 3.
First shot was off the back rim for Bryce Harris. Second shot's on the way, and he gets a lucky bounce there. So 2 trips to the line, 2 split pairs so far for the Warriors. Quickly back up the court, McCormick with it, and now Hill.
I like this Hill kid. He can play. He's a shooter.
There's Zach McCormick at 6'8". In his first full year of varsity play, 195 pounds. Down low, he tries to go up. That was Alexander Lake who just checked into the game. The 6'5" junior will go to the free throw line.
Midland on the foul.
His first, Covenant's first of the afternoon. Lake's first shot's good. He's coming off an 8-point outing, 7 rebounds against Cecina on Tuesday. This past Tuesday, there have been 8 days since the last Bishop Chatard basketball game has been played, so plenty of rest for this Trojan team, and probably something they needed. Offensive rebound floater was left short by Chris Hill. He got his own rebound. Hill slips, keeps his handle, has to get rid of it, and does so. Toman now with it, one of the seniors for this Bishop Chatard team. Down low, and he shuffled his feet. That's one thing that Bishop Chatard has to work on in terms of turnovers. They average about 15.5 per game. And about the number you want to be at to give yourself a good chance to win any ball game you're in is about 12.
And our scorekeeper was late starting the clock.
Nice cut down low. Layup is up and in for Bryce Harris.
Harris has 3 so far on the night.
4-1 start here for Covenant Christian over Bishop Chatard. Now McCormick trying to use his height. And he traveled.
Got contact, slid the foot. Again, we talked about that early. Timeout, Chatard.
So we'll keep you here on Indiana SRN, which is brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment. Reynolds Farm Equipment is a leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors in and throughout Indiana. Nothing runs like a deer. Give us a call today at 317-849-0810.
If you look at the schedule, Chatard on the 31st, which is Friday, will play Brebeuf at home. On the 1st, which is Saturday, Sheridan plays Covenant Christian. That is at Sheridan. If you're a Covenant Christian fan, you can watch that on Sheridan TV, as we will not be broadcasting that game because Sheridan has that TV network, and we're going to allow them to take that game. So we'll have an extra game for you later on in the year.
Well, it's a quick 4-1 start for Covenant Christian with 5:19 to go here in the first quarter of play. Bishop Chatard just used a 30-second timeout called by Matt Bowling, the first-year head coach. Former Lawrence North player, played for Jack Kiefer back in the day, also played at Taylor University. Now, fun fact, DePaul headband now Chris Holtman was an assistant coach for Taylor University back at the time that Matt Bowling played there. Covenant Christian now up 6. I should say 5.
Mark Crane on the basket.
Mark Crane, the cousin of Isaac Crane. They're not brothers. We mentioned that in the open. And right now, if you're Bishop Chatard, the last thing you want to do is fall behind early. They already have, but they're still in it. But that turnover is not going to help. Mark Crane with it. Over to his cousin. Isaac fakes the shot, drives. Nice pull-up jump shot's good.
Nice and smooth. You need a run. You need a score here.
Chris Hill's going to try to get them a bucket right here. He gets down low, has to get rid of it. McCormick thought about it, instead decides to give it up. Now Toman down low with the left hand, left it strong. Offensive rebound put back right there for Xavier Lloyd. Excuse me, that was Alexander Lake on the putback.
Nice
back
pull.
the other way quickly. Missed layup by Bryce Harris. It was last touch by the Trojans.
Lake did a nice job underneath, put the ball up on the glass.
Crane. That's Mark Crane. Free throw line jump shot's good. So far, Covenant Christian has looked very solid offensively. Meanwhile, Bishop Chatard has had a tough time taking care of the ball. And there's example number 1. A couple of substitutions in for both teams. Just over halfway through this first period so far, Coach. Obviously, Chatard's had a tough time taking care of the ball. And this is something that this team has had a problem with all season long. But despite the turnover numbers, they've been competitive in a lot of their losses so far this season. And obviously it's still early. There's plenty of time to turn this ship around.
Sure.
Midla has to kick it out. Parker Williams into the game for the first time. Harris a triple. Can't get the bounce. It was tapped out. Harris got a hand on it. Midla saves it from going over the half-court line. He'll try again, Harris will. And it died on the rim and fell in. Sometimes you always need a little bit of luck.
And the crowd goes nuts.
I'll tell you what, with that play right there, if Bryce Harris is running for some kind of office or something like that, it certainly helped his case. There's a foul right there on Covenant Christian. Only their second so far of the first quarter.
Foul on Scoots, his first. 5'11" junior.
Zoots, one of the 4 players who averages double figures for this Covenant Christian team. Priami throws it down low. Alexander Lake can't get the bounce to go. And Covenant Christian will take it back the other direction. Williams down low, almost spun it in over the outstretched arms of the 6'8" Zach McCormick.
You're 5'8", he's 6'9". You're not going to win many of those.
Got to give credit to the kid for not showing any fear, but also a really tough shot with the amount of length down low with McCormick.
Nice.
Nice stop right there. And laying it in, Evan Toman, the senior.
His first 2 of the night.
And a quick pass back the other way. Suits was running, and Bishop Chatard got burned in transition. Quick 15-5 start for the Warriors. Pull-up jump shot by Lloyd. And Bishop Chatard needed that bad. We have a stoppage in play. Do we have some jawing going on? That's what it looks like. Delay of game warning. That's what we have. A delay of game warning called on Zach McCormick of Bishop Chatard, as the Trojans have cut this lead down to 8. It was a rough first 4 to 5 minutes for the Chatard team.
Whoa.
But they get the stop right there off the missed jump shot from Harris.
Stop the ball.
Lloyd in the paint and a runner. And the lead cut down to 6 here in the opening quarter.
They've really bounced back well here. Good job, Trojans.
Harris shuffled his feet.
He shuffled his feet, yep.
And so Bishop Chatard has an opportunity to cut this down to a 1-possession game. And this is a team that's 2-10 on the season. They haven't won a conference game yet this year, but you know, obviously they have shown signs that they've been lacking offensively, but also they've shown some good signs like they have over the last couple of possessions.
The intensity has picked up for them.
It also seems like they're finding looks that are more quality than the ones they were finding earlier.
I like how they bounce back here.
Toman will take a seat. Ari Sam inbounds. Xavier Lloyd, the 5'11 sophomore, will attempt to attack Parker. Slows down his body. Look at the control right there from Xavier Lloyd. Lead cut down to 4. It was once 15-5. Covenant Christian just a mere probably about 2 minutes ago. Foul on the floor called on the Trojans. A.J. Priami will be called for that one. And that's the 5th foul on Bishop Chatard, so that will send Covenant Christian to the free throw line for the remainder of the period. And so Parker Williams will step to the stripe. And he nets his first one, 74% free throw shooter, 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists in that loss to Purdue Poly this past Thursday. Caleb Jankowski checking in for the first time for Covenant Christian as Williams nets the second. It's a high-scoring quarter, 17-11, Covenant Christian. Som to the corner, 3 on the way from Priami, no. Rebound tapped out of bounds. It was last touch, they're going to say, by Zach McCormick.
Covenant Christian ran off of a pretty good lead, and Chatard has fought that back and is playing pretty well. You can cut this within 4. Need to play defense here.
Speaking of defense, Chatard out in a 2-3 zone right now. Williams dissecting it. Harris launches a three. Excuse me, it wasn't Harris. It was Judah Jackson in for the first time this afternoon. Crane almost had it taken away, but he gets it right back. Down low, he gets wrapped up, and he'll go to the free throw line with 27 left. Alexander Lake called for that foul, his first. Team sixth of the period. And now Isaac Crane to the free throw line, averaging a double-double this season. He rims that one out. 13 and 11, his averages on the year. 6 double-doubles. He's been in double figures of 9 of his last 10, including 8 straight.
They are 3 of 6 on the line.
They hold on to a 7-point lead over Bishop Chatard. Lloyd trying to push the pace. Double teamed out near half court. He's got to get rid of it. And a 5-second call. How about that defense by Covenant Christian?
Impressive, isn't it? Oh, he caught it.
Oh, no, they did get a timeout. They did get a timeout. So Bishop Chatard calls a timeout. It will be a full timeout, so we'll take a quick step aside here on IndianaSRN.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
IndianaSRN is brought to you by Morales Group Staffing. We're in a business to create a better future for you, for your family, and for the community we share. We can match you with the right career or hire the right candidate for your company. Call us today at 317-472-7600.
You know, our underrated staff, Justin Griffith's a good guy, great guy, doing a good job working the camera tonight. He's just the man.
He's keeping us all up to date back here in our Indianapolis studios.
Yep.
As well as keeping that clock on our screen as well so we can make sure that we have everything accurate for you. Final possession here of the first quarter. Bishop Chatard looking for a look. Lloyd with 3 seconds. Nice dish down low and the floater home for Connor Murphy at the buzzer. It'll be 18-13 heading into the first quarter break here on IndianaSRN. Covenant Christian with the lead.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
IndianaSRN is brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Boilermakers Local 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. When you need a safe, dependable workforce for a new build, an upgrade, or facility maintenance, you can count on Boilermakers Union Local 374 to do your job right the first time. Back here at Covenant Christian High School, 18-13, Bishop Chatard, a 2-10 team with a first-year head coach and not a lot of varsity experience, is hanging in with a 10-4 team who was undefeated in Indiana Crossroads Conference play. They were down by as much as 10 in that opening quarter, but they sure did fight back, and they fought back hard.
The one thing I love about Chatard, they didn't give up. They fell behind by 7 and stayed with it.
Lloyd was a big reason right there. That shot off the rim, no good. Probably not the look that Bishop Chatard was looking for, but they'll get another stab at it. Priami out to the wing, a 3 on the way. That one no good by Toman. Offensive rebound down low, that shot recycled. And it was Isaac Crane stuffing that one. Williams got caught up, found a cutter right in front of the rim. Caleb Jankowski right there to put it home.
Nice look.
20-13 and a much-needed bucket for this Covenant Christian team. Bishop Chatard on an 8-3 run before that last bucket. Sam with it.
See, I like what Chatard is doing here. Slow the ball down, taking the time of the possession.
Lloyd knocks down a triple.
He's had a career.
Xavier Lloyd was scoreless in their last game against Bishop Chatard, now up to 9 points on the afternoon. Williams can't counter, and Lloyd has the rebound.
Lloyd's picked up the pace, hasn't he?
Lloyd downhill, can't finish it. Nice rebound by McCormick. And some people might be saying, where's the over-the-back foul? You have to make a concentrated effort to block out the offensive player and then pursue the ball in order for the referee to call it.
He's 6'8".
All he has to do is put his arms out.
Yeah.
You know, people say sometimes you can't teach height, and that was one of those moments right there.
That's a good point.
Jankowski.
Kick this back out. Kick this back out.
They don't. Down low, they found Jackson, a falling down pass, and Williams is right there to clean it up for 2.
I like this pace. This is the pace Covenant Christian wants.
Covenant Christian, a team that averages nearly 70 points a game. Lloyd right now with 11. Xavier Lloyd, a player who averages a hair under 5 points a game. He has already doubled that and then some here in the first half.
Coach looked for somebody to step up. He found somebody, didn't he?
Off the foot of Evan Toman, out of bounds. Again, they're without their leading scorer per game. Cash Moore averages 9.6 points a game. He's out for the remainder of the season with a shoulder injury. He'll have surgery later this week.
It's sad to go over there and watch him in dress clothes. What a great kid.
And a senior as well at that, so his career will be coming to an end, and it will not be his decision. 2-point game. Lloyd on fire and continues it. 13 points for Xavier Lloyd. And we have a tie ball game here from Covenant Christian High School. Stepping into a 3 is Suits, and what do we have here? A jump ball.
That is the Greg Smith special shot.
Our producer and director, Greg Smith,
he tries to do that for Horst. He goes, that's my shot. Everybody else has to make it.
Greg Smith, our producer and director, just taking the blows behind the computer, just nodding his head to us. We've seen just about everything so far in this first half, though. We started out with the technical free throws before the game even began for Bishop Chatard, and now we've seen a wedgie.
How about this? You shoot the ball, you get it stuck in the rim. Because of the alternated possession, you get the ball back. You get a second. You don't get charged for the turnover.
Not this time, but if it happens again, Bishop Chatard will be a little bit more happy about that result.
You bet.
Harris shuffled his feet.
You know who's that defense right there? That's Lloyd's on his defense.
He has done a terrific job at impacting this game.
You were down at one time 8-1.
They trailed by as much as 10, 15-5 inside. Wild shot by Chris Hill. It looked like he lost control of it going up with his left hand. And back the other way comes Covenant Christian. By the way, we keep mentioning Lloyd, and there's a good reason for that. He already has a career high in the first half. Off the front of the rim. Out of bounds. Last touch by Bishop Chatard. And if the dismay of the players and coaches in that royal blue right there tells you anything, they do not agree with that call.
I agree. I have to be honest with you. I agree.
Well, Covenant Christian will have the ball baseline. Williams has it. Nice pass into the middle of that zone with Crane. A beautiful shovel pass. Williams couldn't finish it. And now a foul as Crane was pursuing the rebound. as McCormick was able to snag it.
That's just a frustrating foul.
Bishop Chatard trailed 8-3 4 minutes into the first quarter. They trailed 18-13 at the end of the first quarter. At one point, they have trailed by as much as 10 at 15-5. Lloyd breaking a double team in the backcourt, and he had it tapped away. He's playing the role of Superman right now for this Trojans team.
And he's got his pink shoes on, which I love. I like the Covenant Christians neon greens.
I do too. Whistle down low and a foul. And it's going to go on Bryce Harris. And so that will send Evan Toman to the free throw line with 4:17 left. Toman coming off a 4-point outing against Cecina 8 days ago. Averages just 3.6 points, 3 rebounds a game, but he knocks down that first free throw.
First lead of the night for Chatard.
They've trailed by as much as 10, and they lead by 2 now. Evan Toman giving the Trojans their first lead of the afternoon.
If you're the head coach right now, if you're Coach Boland, you are thrilled. Your kids did not stop.
Williams in and out on the 3. Nice crashing in the glass down low by Mark Crane. And a whistle out of bounds. It was last touched by Bishop Chatard. We've already seen a 12-point swing in this game. It was once 15-5 Covenant Christian. That three-pointer no good from Harris. He has struggled shooting the ball so far today. And since then, it has been a 19-7 run by Bishop Chatard. And a big reason for that is this guy right here, Xavier Lloyd. 13 points in the first half, already a career high. Lloyd on the bounce. Has to give it up. Now Saab. Saab the crossover, pull-up jump shot, strong. And 2 Covenant Christian Warriors right there. The cousins, Mark and Isaac Crane, both battling over that rebound. Ball off the leg of Covenant Christian, and so Bishop Chatard will get the basketball.
Well, there's your break. There's your... Okay.
IndianaSRN is brought to you by Passion to Care, delivering care with more than 24 years of experience as a prestige healthcare company. Passion to Care is driven by decades of expertise and a drive to go above and beyond. Call us today at 317-537-1811. Bishop Chatard now up 4 after a quick transition bucket.
McCormick on the reverse.
The Crane connection right there. And Mark, what did they say? Did he step on the sideline? Or was it 3 seconds in the lane?
3 seconds in the lane.
That's what it is, 3 seconds in the lane. And so another Covenant Christian turnover. This is a Covenant Christian team that tends to turn it over, but not at a high mark, 12.4 per game. There's a cut, down low, shot no good. That was Julio Graves who missed that shot. And a foul out on the perimeter. Bishop Chatard in the midst of a 21-7 run. In the middle, Crane looking for Midla down low. Now Williams had it stripped in a turnover. Up ahead running, Julio Graves down low. The ball hit the bottom of the rim, but a foul. And an opportunity for Bishop Chatard to extend their lead to 5, maybe even 6 points.
Get the foul on Mark Crane, his first of the night.
Graves averages 2.2 points a game. He knocks down the first shot. He's only played 5 games.
Very slow start for Chatard, but now up by 5.
Largest lead of the day for Bishop Chatard. Graves, 5 games played on the season, only a 57% free throw shooter, but he knocks down both. Bishop Chatard at 2-10 this season. They've had a lot of competitive close games that they have dropped. This team could very well be close to 500. Right now with a 6-point lead over Covenant Christian. And it's cut back to 3. Isaac Crane from the corner. Julio Graves right there with the catch.
They have only scored 7 points in this quarter.
And they scored Christian 18 in the opening 8 minutes. Graves attacking down low, lost the handle. And now Hill with it. Hill gets rid of it. 3 from the wing. Off the rim, no by Saum. And the rebound into the hands of the senior Midla. And a Kevin Love-esque outlet pass up ahead. But Isaac Crane can't do anything with it. He'll get it back right here. Tries to find his cousin down low. Was stolen away. Ari Saum on the takeaway. Graves catches it and will attack down low, and it hits the bottom of the rim. Quick outlet pass up ahead. Suits running the break. He missed the layup, and Hill clears it for Bishop Chatard. Graves couldn't hold on to it.
No one wants the ball.
Graves had a good snag earlier in this game. He plays wide receiver for Bishop Chatard's football program.
So he's got to have hands, right?
Well, not on that last play, but on the one before that, he absolutely did. Although it's definitely hard to catch a basketball going that fast and that quick reaction time and that close to quarters down in the corner. On the shot, Suits got a triple. Tie ball game. It's a 6-0 run now for Covenant Christian. 30 seconds until halftime. Graves looking to get downhill, spinning.
Oh, got away with a travel.
Saum now with 10. Saum attacking. Slips, has to get rid of it. Ball's loose. Who wants it? To the hardwood we go. Chatard has it, but it hits the sideline. And so Covenant Christian will have an opportunity to take the lead heading into the locker room.
Here comes a launch.
1.2 seconds. The inbound. Suits. Left it short. And we're knotted up at 28 heading into halftime. Bishop Chatard was down by as many as 10. They led by as much as 6. They are tied with Covenant Christian heading into the locker room. We'll be right back here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt? Insulting referees.
Threatening officials.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes.
Violent language in the stands.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot. It's not a game.
want a piece of equipment you can trust, one that's easy to use. No matter the size of the job, you want to create a feeling worthwhile, something you can use for every job. For over 60 years, Reynolds has been a community staple, ensuring our customers powerful implements, top quality care and service. You need something that's in it for the long haul. Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer, today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
IndianaSRN is brought to you by Highway Safety Services. You do what you do, we'll keep you safe doing it. Contact us at 765-446-1502. Halftime here from Covenant Christian High School. Tie ball game at 28 apiece. Bishop Chatard trailed by as many as 10. They led by as much as 6, but a quick 6-0 spurt at the end of the half for Covenant Christian leads us to the score we have here, Coach. That was a back-and-forth first half, but very competitive.
Chatard, really in the game, fell way behind. You thought they were a little flat. All of a sudden, Lloyd gets excited and scores 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 13 points, and all of a sudden they're in the game. Took the lead. Covenant Christian panics a little bit. Now it's tied at 28. Should be a pretty good second half.
IndianaSRN is brought to you by Piper Logistics. For more than 2 decades, the seasoned professionals at Piper Logistics have consistently been trusted allies for all your inventory management, warehouse fulfillment, and transportation needs. We stand as your comprehensive logistics partner. Ride with us. Call us today at 317-396-1023. We'll take a step aside and return on the other side of this break on IndianaSRN.
Brian Chrisman joins me today. And Brian, talk a little bit about the winter and Wheeler Mission and how important it is for people to help Wheeler Mission, because winter means homeless and homeless means people in the cold. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, we really serve a lot of people year round, no matter what the weather is, right? And so we serve anywhere from 700 to 900 people who are experiencing homelessness every single night. But when winter hits, that can become life or death. So if you're stuck out in the cold, happens every year. IMPD will find people out in the cold and encourage them to come in. But if they don't catch them in time, I mean, again, life and death. And so it's vital that our doors are open. And so we do that. Our staff shows up every day to make sure our doors are open. We serve 1,000 meals a day plus every single day. That's a nice, warm, nutritious meal. Donors provide that. Donors provide our food, coffee, something hot to drink. Donors provide that. So there's a lot of opportunities to get involved at Wheeler to make sure we can get through winter, or to work at Wheeler. We need staff, and so we're always looking for staff to get us through the winter time. We spread ourselves thin during winter, making sure that anybody can find space, and so we have bed capacities. For sure, but we go beyond that every winter to make sure that the city has an option for people who are experiencing homelessness in the dead of winter.
Schools out there that are watching this program with our reach, maybe they want to do a sock drive, or they want to do a sweatshirt drive. They can contact our office at IndianaSRN, or they can contact you. Where's a contact, or who would be a contact that maybe we want to do a sock drive? I think that would be a great idea for SRN to start one of those sock drives. How would that? What does that look like?
Yeah, so if you go to wheelermission.org, we have our needs lists that are right there on our website. Those change sometimes in the winter, but there are some needs that are pretty much continual when it comes to hygiene items, when it comes to warm items to get us through the winter. So when you're talking about coats, especially bigger sizes for people that come through, we want to make sure a lot of people that come to our mission, they come with the clothes on their back, right? And so we need to make sure they have something to wear during their stay with us, which could be for a few weeks, could be for a couple months. And so go to our website, wheelermission.org. You can donate directly there, whether it's a financial donation or you can look at our needs list. You can even find drop-off locations. You can drop it off at some of the barns that we have around the city, or come right down to Wheeler Mission, drop it off right there. But we need this community's support. So greatest thing about Indianapolis is it is a generous community.
Yes.
It is a community that steps up when there's a need. And there's 1,700 homeless individuals in our community. That number has risen 5% just over the last year. Wheeler Mission is the main place for those individuals to go, has been since 1893, over 130 years. And so support that ministry so that those doors can be open, making sure that every man, woman, and child that needs to come inside can come inside and not only get warm, but get nutritious meals, food, shelter, and care. And so beyond that, we take them through a whole journey of program to make sure that they come out our back door different people. But the first things first, right? Get them fed and get them warm and get them safe.
Since it's basketball season and we cover over 300 games a year on IndianaSRN, we challenge our basketball teams and our basketball programs to get involved. There are meals that need to be served. Tell our teams out there how they can help and serve meals.
Yeah, no better way to really open your eyes to the community's needs than to stand in front of people who are desperately in need and hand them a meal, hand them what they're asking for that day. So great group opportunity is to volunteer at Wheeler, Michigan. You can go to wheelervolunteer.org. You can sign up a group. It can take an hour and a half to come down and serve a lunch. You can get 12, 15 people involved in that, a dinner. Come down either at our men's shelter or our women's shelter. It's a really cool experience for teams, not only to help in a way that you're making a difference, but to see the people that you're helping, right? To hand a meal to someone and smile and say hi to someone literally in their darkest moment, right? So
best assist they can ever make.
Oh yeah,
is to serve a meal.
That's a good point. It's a slam dunk.
It's a slam dunk, exactly. For IndianaSRN, this is Keith Myers.
IndianaSRN is brought to you by Dynamark. Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shops for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years, Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service. Call us today at 317-328-2555. Cruz Martin alongside the coach, Keith Myers. Coach, what's our scoring looking like for halftime?
28-28, pretty balanced first half. I would think that Chatard would want to go get the ball back to Lloyd, has 13 on the night. Mark Crane has to carry the load for the Warriors as well. But all in all, turnovers caught Chatard back into this game. Covenant Christian's turnovers caught them back into this game, but the turnovers from Chatard got Covenant Christian back in the game. So two evenly matched teams. It's a conference game. It's almost a conference duel, if you will.
One other game on IndianaSRN tonight. Rose-Hulman taking on Franklin College over in Terre Haute, 65-53. We have that game for you on RHIT.TV. The Fighting Engineers with the lead. We'll take one step aside, and then when we come back, the second half from Covenant Christian.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times.
IndianaSRN is brought to you by Officially Human. Our mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the fields and courts. Do your part and practice good sportsmanship. If we don't have officials, we can't play. A reminder that today's broadcast is a copyright production of IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association. Any use of audio or video without the express written permission of IndianaSRN and the IHSAA is strictly prohibited. Coming back from halftime here on senior night from Covenant Christian High School, the Warriors at 10-4 in a battle with Bishop Chatard at 2-10 with the final 16 minutes of play upcoming. Bishop Chatard trailed by as many as 10 in the first quarter. They have led by as much as 6 in the second. But a quick 6-0 spurt was able to get Covenant Christian back and knotted up at 28 apiece heading into the halftime locker room. Bishop Chatard has really controlled the tempo of this game since about the 4-minute mark of the first quarter.
It looks like Hill has ripped his shorts from Chatard.
Lloyd ripping to the rim, can't finish. Ball tapped and taken by Isaac Crane for Covenant Christian. Harris struggled in that first half. He can't get that one to go. And the rebound, towering for it, was Ari Saab. Quickly up ahead, Tolman dropped it. And it was Mark Crane, got the rebound quickly up ahead. And Bryce Harris right there to lay it in.
That's how you get the thing started.
Harris up to 8 points now in the afternoon, and Covenant Christian has retaken the lead for the first time since it was 22-20.
Oh, give it to
Down
you, big
low,
guy.
Som had it batted away. Now stepping out is McCormick, and he knocks it in.
6'8", that kid can hit the range. He's going to be dangerous. He's only a junior.
Ball tapped away and picked up by Chatard. They have an opportunity to retake the lead. Down low, Tolman to the rack for two. Evan Tolman able to give Bishop Chatard the lead once again.
And I owe you.
And a turnover.
I owe you apologies, Zach. You're only a sophomore.
He's going to be one of the bright spots for this Bishop Chatard team going forward for first-year head coach Matt Bowling.
He's a youngin'. One thing about a sophomore, he becomes a junior.
And one thing about sophomores who are 6'8", they tend to grow a little bit more too.
And he'll be in the weight room every day this summer.
Chris Hill up top. You're right, he has ripped his shorts, hasn't he?
Yep.
Into the lane, kicks it out. Now on the drive is Som. Follow-away jump shot. Can't get the rim to be nice to him. Now, those rims looking a little bit bouncy right there, but it didn't play to his advantage, at least not enough. It's one thing as a player I always love were those soft rims. Gave you a lot more leeway with your shot.
You're from Borden, Indiana. Come on now.
The only soft rims in that area were at Salem High School and maybe Charlestown.
No. Madison Shaw.
Madison Shaw?
Oh, very loose.
Fun fact. So my first varsity game that I ever played in was at Madison Shaw. It was my sophomore year of high school. As we have Bryce Harris going to the free throw line. It wasn't my first game. It was the first game that I scored in. I had played 3 or 4 before that. I go off for 20 points in that game.
Wow.
20 points. I saw that number one time else in my career, but I'm telling you, it's one of the more stranger stories that you hear in high school basketball. Another strange story, Bishop Chatard 2-10 on the year. Covenant Christian comes back to tie them up at 32 apiece. And now Covenant Christian putting out a full court press to try to turn this Bishop Chatard team over.
Trying to speed them up.
Nearly worked on that first attempt. This second attempt by Bishop Chatard a little bit more easier to get across half court. Lloyd a career high 13. Can't make it 15. Som the rebound. And he gets it back to Lloyd. 5:15 and counting. This is the final game of a 4-game road trip for Bishop Chatard. They have lost 4 straight.
I like the fact they hold the ball and they're waiting for their shot.
Known a lot of times as that one's taken away by Harris. Harris on the break and the finish. You see that a lot of times, though, with teams that have records similar to Bishop Chatard. Usually it's turnover after turnover after turnover after rush shot after rush shot after rush shot. But so far, at least from what we've seen other than the turnovers early on, Bishop Chatard has done a good job at finding what they want. Down low, out of bounds was Mark Crane. IndianaSRN is brought to you by the IndianaSRN Sports page. Wall-to-wall sports news every day. High school, college, pro sports. We have it all. Check it out at IndianaSRN.org and click on the Sports Page tab. Stay informed with the IndianaSRN Sports page. About midway through this third quarter, and another turnover for Bishop Chatard. Up the floor, down low was Suits. He gets rid of it. Floater on the way in, good for Joe Midla.
First 2 points of the night for Joe.
On senior night, one of the 4 seniors honored before the game for Covenant Christian. And they're trying to get a win on senior night as well. Things were looking good in the early going, but Bishop Chatard had other plans. Lloyd for 15. Can't get it to go, but he'll have an opportunity to get them at the free throw line.
Mark Crane with the foul, his second.
And Lloyd was scoreless in the game against Cecina over a week ago. That was the last outing for Bishop Chatard. And he rims that one out. That's one of the few things that haven't gone his way so far tonight. He has a career high 13 points, and he scored them all in the first half. Second shot. He thought he missed it. He went to pursue it, but that one went in.
Sometimes you get caught by leaving the lane early.
So it's a 3-point game. Isaac Crane able to chase that one down, but Lloyd a steal. Fumbling around with it. Down to the floor we go, and it was won by Midla. Down low, Mark Crane. Contact and the foul. Covenant Christian starting to get a little bit more rubber to the road right here. And Mark Crane has an opportunity to extend this lead to 6 points.
They give the call on McCormick, his third. Mark Crane has 8 on the night.
Covenant Christian had led by as much as 10 already in this game. It became a 16-point swing as Bishop Chatard went on a 21-7 run to take a 6-point lead at 28-22. But since then, it has been a 17-5 run by Covenant Christian.
Important last 3 minutes here for Chatard. Got to finish.
Foul away from the ball as Midla was going to get the ball.
High school basketball for you tomorrow night as International School takes on Traders Point. Game time's at 7:30. We'll be on the air at 7:20. Troy Daragowski on the call tomorrow night.
The Troy Daragowski?
The one and only.
He's been busy the last couple of days. He had the city tournament, then Seymour, of course, last night.
Well, he has to carry me.
Nice block down low by Midla, but we had a walk before it.
Yeah, we drew straws to see who we were going to work with tonight, and I drew you.
Oh, dear.
You did
I'm
fine.
sorry.
You're fine.
Shot off the mark by Mark Crane. Back the other way comes Chatard. Lost the ball. Som lost control of it.
Friday night, Newcastle and Mount Vernon on IndianaSRN. And then Saturday, double dip college game, Rose-Hulman. A lot of games next couple of weeks. Actually, 13 this week. It's been a busy week for us.
Well, if you can't make it to some of the games, you're traveling somewhere, just turn on YouTube. Watch IndianaSRN. Right there to the rack goes Bryce Harris. Count it. And the foul. Covenant Christian starting to open things up right here.
Blake on the foul, his second. Harris has 5 on the night.
Second shot, well, I should say the shot on the way is good. And Covenant Christian has opened up a 9-point lead over Bishop Chatard. Is the second largest lead that they have had so far today.
Check that. Harris has 15 on the night.
He had 6 in the first half. Jump hook right there for Evan Toman. Cuts it back down to 7. This is a danger zone right here for the Trojans. Harris, jump shot. Off the rim, no good. And the rebound to the Trojans. Long pass up ahead. Almost a beautiful find. Actually, it was a beautiful deflection and a steal. Midla was able to get a hand on it and force the turnover. And then Williams throws it away out of control. Som gets fouled in the backcourt.
Harris is on the ground. He gets charged for the foul. And he goes, ref, I was just sitting on the ground.
Well, there was another game I watched the other night that had something very similar happen to it. But it definitely looks like a foul in real time, but you have to go back and watch it. Unfortunately, there's no instant replay in high school until you get to the state championship level. And so you just have to go with the call at that point. Priami tries to dish it off for Tobin. And now Lloyd looking for more. And he gets it. Back down to a 5-point game. 3 on the way. Suits no good. Lloyd clears it.
Why do you take that shot? You don't have to have that shot.
Now Bishop Chatard with an opportunity to cut further into this lead, and it'll be Evan Tolman going to the free throw line with 1:16 to go.
You know, kick that ball out, take another 15, 20 seconds off the clock. We talked about this last night. The three-point shot has really taken over the game, and it's sometimes has ruined the game because you don't put it inside anymore. Blake makes the first shot.
Cuts the lead back down to 4. It's a 5-0 spurt for Bishop Chatard. Tolman will have one more coming. And he can't get the bounce. Harris clears it.
Kick it back out. Kick it back out. There you go.
Suits just took one. Instead, he fires it inside for Isaac Crane. He missed it. Lloyd had the rebound. Falls on it after it was poked away. And a jump ball is going to give it to Covenant Christian. Under a minute to go here in this third quarter. IndianaSRN is brought to you by Make a Difference. Help us put more student athletes on TV by logging on to IndianaSRN.org and directing your donation to a specific school or hit the donate button. More games, more opportunities for our kids. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat. Lob, Crane, no good. Ball tapped up and taken by Jankowski. And now Williams with it. Suits just shot one on the last possession. He doesn't fire it there, and a turnover. Chasing it down is Hill. He's bumped from behind by Isaac Crane, and a foul. And so Bishop Chatard will have an opportunity at the free throw line with Chris Hill to cut this to a one-possession game.
They have stayed right up with this, haven't they?
They sure have. They have a lot of fight. I think there's little doubt about that. Chris Hill, a 57% free throw shooter. And he hits the first. IndianaSRN is brought to you by Family Source Insurance. Pat Jerry is your independent agent representing Ohio Mutual Insurance. Call him today for coverage tomorrow at 317-894-7000. Second shot's good. It's a 2-point game. Covenant Christian has led by as much as 9 in this third quarter.
Yeah, they had a 9-point lead.
They've led by as many as 10 so far tonight. They had that lead in the first quarter. Bishop Chatard has led by as much as 6. Ball was deflected. Jackson almost had it batted away. He gets it back, missed the layup, and Bishop Chatard has a chance to tie or take the lead heading into the third quarter break. 10 seconds. Lloyd, he's been awesome all day. A career high. Steps back, looking for some daylight. Now Hill driving. Gets rid of it. A 3. No good. And that's how the third quarter comes to an end. It's a 2-point game as we head to the fourth quarter on IndianaSRN.
Big play here for Mount Vernon. Hurdle looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw. Boy, what a stick, huh? Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen. Skip pass. Mays with 3. Mays drive. Floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off, and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30. Block to the outside. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. And that's a big one right there. And finally, somebody gets on the board.
Welcome back on Indiana SRN. We're brought to you by Aspen Creek Grill. Why go anywhere else for delicious food? If you're looking for amazing fresh food and servers that genuinely care about service, you've got to try Aspen Creek Grill.
2 locations, Noblesville and Greenwood. Hey, Greenwood, go check out Mike Bennett. And if you're a Franklin Grizz fan, some news coming your way about that Greenwood, Aspen Creek Grill, and the Grizz.
Stay tuned for that. Also, stay tuned for the finish we have here from Covenant Christian High School, 42-40. It's a 2-point game as we begin the final quarter of play here this evening. Covenant Christian at 10-4, undefeated in Indiana Crossroads Conference play. Bishop Chatard 2-10, 0-3 in Circle City Conference play. Down the lane goes A.J. Priami, and we are tied up less than 15 seconds into this fourth quarter. Chatard has lost 4 consecutive games. This is the final game of their road trip. A big 3 right there from Carson Suits. He's up to 8 on the night. Covenant Christian back with a 3-point lead. They have led by as much as 10 points tonight. And Lloyd lost the ball. Suits in transition, finds a rolling Crane to the basket, and a charge. Lloyd turned it over, but he got it back right there, putting his body on the line for his team.
That's a tough call because the underneath official did not get there quick enough, so the wing had to take that. That's a tough call. That's on Crane. That's his third. That's Isaac Crane.
We mentioned Covenant Christian has led by as many as 10. They've led by as many as 9 in the third quarter. They've trailed by as much as 6 tonight. Lloyd got the rebound. Again, this is a Bishop Chatard team who's playing without their best player on the night. Cash Moore, their leading scorer per game, out for the rest of the season with a shoulder injury.
We're going to miss you, Cash.
That one, Cash from the corner. Ari Sam knocking it down. We're knotted up at 45.
That young man can stroke the basketball.
He's a 40% three-point shooter. He cans that one. And a blocking foul down low. I believe they're going to hit Connor Murphy.
Oh, they're going to.
They actually called it on A.J. Priami. That's the first foul of the quarter.
A.J. looks at the officials and, what did I do?
Williams, entry pass down low. Isaac Crane, a double-double machine to his cousin, a 3. And he got it. The Crane connection, mark from Isaac. And Covenant Christian back up 3. Hill to the corner. And Priami counters with a 3 of his own.
Feed him the ball.
Back and forth we go here from the west side of Indianapolis.
You can hear the bench of Chatard calling for defense.
Mark Crane got tangled up and has it ripped away in a foul.
Frustration foul again. That's his third. I tell you what, Chatard has played with some unction.
No question about it. Coach, this is a team that, even though the record's 2-10, they have been in a lot of these games that they have dropped. This team could very well be a hair under 500, if not at 500.
Got a lot of heart right here. Covenant has to dig at their heels now. Play some defense here the last 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
Hill into the front court. And he gives it back off for A.J. Priami. Hill on the bounce, attacking the zone. Lloyd looking for an opening. Spins, slips. That might have been the 4th or 5th time tonight we've seen a player slip on the hardwood.
Got to be his shoes, because the floor is beautiful, and it's dry. I don't know if he has no tread on the shoe. Sometimes you need new tires.
So Covenant Christian will take it back the other direction. Has been a back and forth third quarter, I should say fourth quarter. Pass down low. Williams on the lob. He couldn't finish it. He got fouled from behind by Hill.
Williams got to take his time on that. He's going to expect the contact, but you got to take your time.
And so Williams will step to the free throw line.
Hill's second foul of the night. Williams only has 2 points on the night. Count it. Make it 3.
They'll have one more coming. A chance to get Covenant Christian to the 50-point mark. Second shot. In and out and off the rim. Offensive rebound down low by the senior Bryce Harris. And it's picked off. Graves, the wide receiver, playing free safety this time. And he lays it in. And Bishop Chatard has retaken the lead. Williams finds a lane. Floater off the back rim. Ball tapped. And it hit the baseline. Big break right there for Covenant Christian.
Williams rushing his shot, and you're in the Atlanta Giants right there. You got to realize who you're playing against there.
So Suits will inbound with 4:41 to go.
Big guy comes back into the game.
Into the top, Williams finds Mark Crane. Back to Williams. Corner, Suits a triple. Off the rim, no. Ball tapped out as Mark Crane tried to get the offensive rebound, but nobody was home to recover the tap out. 4:33 to go. Bishop Chatard at 50. Covenant Christian 49. Final 4.5 here from the west side of Indianapolis. That is unless, of course, these teams are knotted up at the end of the entire 32 minutes. A three!
Som
knocks down the three. Bishop Chatard is a 4-point lead over Covenant Christian. A counter. That one's good. Mark Crane knocks down the three. And that one's intercepted. Transition. Got another one. Bryce Harris, the senior, knocks down the triple. 6-0 run by Covenant Christian. And Matt Bowling wants to call a timeout. It's a full timeout. We'll take a quick step aside. Don't go anywhere on Indiana SRN.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience. We've got incredible specials, great service. Everything that we do here is made from scratch. We hand-cut all our steaks in-house. Bring your family. Come have some great food.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you can be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Indiana SRN is brought to you by Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. You can volunteer today at 317-686-6239. The final 3:45, if it's any as dramatic as these first 4 minutes and 15 seconds have been of this fourth quarter, we are in for a treat. 3:42 to go in the final quarter of play here from the west side of Indianapolis. These teams have been trading punches this entire final quarter. Hill into the paint. Drops it off down low. That shot was blocked. The senior Midla got his hands on it. Ahead, Harris. Can't get the layup to go. Lloyd the rebound.
You don't have to foul here.
They were going for the steal, and they called a foul on Parker Williams. This is a Bishop Chatard team that is 2-10 on the season, 0-3 in Circle City Conference play. Covenant Christian 10-4, undefeated 4-0 in Indiana Crossroads Conference play. Two teams on completely different tracks this season, but They have been on the same track all afternoon. Down low, Hill, no, and then he fouled what looks to be Mark Crane, and it was.
You know, we were talking about this being a conference ball game. You got to throw out the records. I mean, you're ready to beat each other up. And I tell you what, Chatard has been in some of these games. Now it's the seniors and it's the maturity level of Covenant Christian to take this home, play your pace the next 3 minutes.
Bishop Chatard led by 6 against Beech Grove. They lost that one. They led going into the fourth quarter against Pendleton Heights. That one short. They lost that game as well. Offensive rebound and put back by Carson Suits. They've had trouble closing out games, Bishop Chatard has. And right now it's looking to be more of the same. It's an 8-0 run for Covenant Christian. Lloyd, a career high today. Can't get that one to go. It's in and out. Covenant Christian in control of this one.
Now you want to take off 30 to 45 seconds off of this possession.
Harris got Priami sliding. Now they're going to play keep away for as long as they can. Four-point advantage for the Warriors. They have battled tooth and nail to keep themselves in this game, as has Bishop Chatard. Suits. He's let a couple fly today, but he won't let that one go.
Outstanding. This is exactly what you want to do.
Crane gets rid of it. Covenant Christian doing a terrific job of playing keep away, and eventually Ari Sam commits the foul. It's foul number 4 on Bishop Chatard in the quarter, one more, and Covenant Christian will be in the penalty for the remainder of regulation.
I want to thank both athletic directors for allowing us to do what we're doing tonight. Congratulations to both of them, and thank you so much for watching tonight here on IndianaSRN.
Approaching 90 seconds, a foul, and that will put Parker Williams at the free throw line. Williams, a 74% free throw shooter. He has 3 points on the night. These will be 2 big ones right here if he can knock them in. And he gets the first. IndianaSRN is brought to you by Highway Safety Services. You do what you do, we'll keep you safe doing it. Contact us at 765-446-1502.
Isaac Crane comes checking back into game for the last 132.
This is the second free throw. Still a 5-point game. Hill the rebound. Bishop Chatard needs points. There's a long 3 on the way, and Priami can't get it to go. Rebound falls into the hands of Suits. And he's fouled out on the perimeter. And so now Carson Suits, by far and away the best free throw shooter on this Covenant Christian team. 85% on the season, will step to the line.
Mr. Automatic, they call him at practice.
He's going to try to live up to that name right here. First shot, no good.
Send your hate mail to coach at IndianaSRN.org.
You just had to say something, didn't you?
Sorry, Carson. Timeout.
Looks like it's a 30-second timeout, and it will be. So we'll stick with you here on IndianaSRN. Coach, while you worry about the hate mail that you'll be getting over the next couple of days, 1:16 to go here in the fourth quarter. Covenant Christian, the best they can do right here, at least with making the free throw, would make it a 2-possession game. Now, if you're Bishop Chatard, what kind of shot are you looking for? Are you trying to attack or do you settle?
You attack. You got to go, you attack. You try to draw some fouls. You're 2 away from them to get you into bonus. If you're Covenant Christian, I think the last couple of times down the floor, taking your time, taking the ball out. They wasted 45, not wasted, they took 45 seconds off the clock. You need to knock down this free throw, though. You rather have a 6-point lead than a 5-point lead, make it a 2-possession game.
Now, who do you go to? This is the bigger question. Who do you go to offensively if you're Bishop Chatard?
McCormick or Lloyd right now.
McCormick, big at 6'8". doesn't seem to be in the game right now, so you'd have to think it'd be Lloyd who has a career high today. He knocks in the second. It's still a 2-possession game.
I'm surprised McCormick's not in the game.
Hill hands it off up top. Tolman, 3, Lloyd, right, no. Rebound taken by Isaac Crane. And Covenant Christian now firmly in control.
You do not have to shoot the ball.
Harris down low for Williams. He almost lost it. But the Warriors are able to recover. Mark Crane able to release it. And now Suits, their best free throw shooter, with it. Down low, Williams got position but missed the layup.
You don't need a basket.
Bishop Chatard needs one, and they need one fast. But they turn it over. Suits on the break. Down low, lays it up and in. And that will most likely do it. Lloyd back the other direction. Spinning. Jump shot. No good. Offensive rebound down low by Tolman. He lays it back up and in. Clock continues to run. Now it will stop. Bishop Chatard will take the timeout. Again, still not out of it. But with 16.6, it's looking bleak. It'll be a full timeout, so we'll take a step aside here on Indiana SRN.
We're not here to just sell you another piece of software. We're here to helping you procure the licensing, manage and monitor those licenses over time.
Collaboration is very key when working with our clients. We are very much a partnering organization. We definitely work as a team to deliver solutions for our customers.
We're here to build relationships with customers, which is unique.
Back on Indiana SRN, Covenant Christian in control as of the current moment. It's 61-55. And now it's going to be the foul game. But first, Covenant Christian has to get the ball in. Full court press, as you would expect, by Bishop Chatard. They get it in, and Midla will get wrapped up. A 70% free throw shooter. So not a give me. But he has the opportunity in front of him, and will he grasp it here on his senior night? And Covenant Christian has led nearly by double figures twice. They led by 10 in the first quarter, by as much as 9 in the third quarter. They trailed by as much as 6 in the second quarter, and by as much as 4 in this final quarter. But every single time that Bishop Chatard has laid a punch to them, they have fought right back. And they will have the last laugh, an 8-point lead as Midla knocks down both of the free throws. Hill into the front court in a hurry. To the corner, Priami a 3, and he hits it. Clock continues to run. And all Covenant Christian has to do is get it in. And he got fouled. And so Harris will go to the free throw line now, another senior.
This was a lot closer than what it was supposed to be. And I tell you what, hats off to Chatard, but more importantly, hats off to Covenant Christian. Backs against the wall, and they found a way to win this thing.
Harris to the free throw line on senior night. Left that one well short. And it looks like Covenant Christian will try to get some subs in potentially to get their seniors one last round of applause right here. Midla heads to the bench. Harris gets the last shot to go. And they get their subs in. One last nod to the seniors. We already saw Joe Midla go to the bench. Mark Crane, a senior, heads to the bench. Bryce Harris heads to the bench as well. We already saw Seth Fosnot earlier tonight. And that's him right there. He'll get the last nod as well. Final 2.8. Into the front court is Priami. He'll fire a 3 off the rim. No. And that will do it. Final score from Covenant Christian High School, 64-58 in favor of the Warriors. We'll take a step aside and return on the other side of this break on Indiana SRN.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN. This means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
Welcome back to IndianaSRN. Covenant Christian victorious over Bishop Chatard, 64-58. It's time for the postgame show presented by the Morales Group. Cruz Martin alongside the coach Keith Myers. And Coach, terrific game already tonight. And just give me some of your thoughts on what turned out to be a really competitive game.
Hats off to both teams. A very entertaining game. Chatard, 2-10, did not give up. Really missed Cashmore. You get his leadership on the floor. That might be 10 to 12 points for you. But, Cash, we hope you have success in your surgery. But good ball game. Covenant Christian, backs against the wall at one time and came back and delivered. The seniors did a good job on controlling that. And when it came down to crunch time, they scored points where they needed to score.
You mentioned Cashmore being out. They were reciprocated for his absence by Xavier Lloyd's play. Terrific tonight. He would have been our Piper Logistics player of the game if Bishop Chatard has won. But, Coach, who gets that honor tonight?
Bryce Harris. I mean, Mr. Mayor, whatever he is, he's a fan favorite. Did a nice job, scored some points in the second half. 14, ended up with 14. Really good-looking kid. He's got to be our Piper player of the game.
And, Coach, we have a couple of games coming up. You mentioned some of the games throughout our broadcast tonight, but what do fans of IndianaSRN have to look forward to in the coming days?
It's been a very busy week for IndianaSRN, and it continues. Tomorrow night, International School is at Traders Point. That is a 7:30 start. And then the big one, Newcastle, Mount Vernon, 7:30 Friday night. Should be great. And then double dip college games for you this weekend as well. Join us on IndianaSRN. One final note, want to thank both athletic directors, the administration of both of these teams. They're both of our schools. We love you both. Thank you so much for allowing us to do what we do. And for Nash?
Graham Nash? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah,
Graham
I
Nash?
like him too.
Yeah,
but
he's not too bad.
You're right. For Cruz Martin, I lost it. Cruz, Greg, and our good friend Justin, it's Coach. See you next time.